and we have Francesco Greco here from the Unione Nazionale Consumatori. I'm sorry for my Italian. I will come sit here. Thank you.
To everybody. On behalf of Unione Nazionale Consumatori, the first Italian consumer organization to be founded in Italy in 1955, we will thank CSR Europe for the invitation to this important meeting, also UCIMA. It's the first time that we are invited in this territory, and our contribute will try to express some ideas about the importance, new importance, for producers, traders, retailers to take into account the updated role of consumer profile in economic processes. Consumers, after recent interest and attention from European institutions, we have seen the agenda in the premise of the day. Consumers have to be considered more than ever such as an important actor of market and social responsibility attitudes of economic processes and transactions. They cannot be only submitted to marketing strategies and to irrational nature of the average of purchasing behavior. Their interests and rights, also thanks to the representation of their organization, are not one's part's interests, but everyone's part interests, and they potentially have great power necessary to influence purchasing processes. So, starting from the premises, we've got the agenda of the European Commission's policy on CSR, and in this agenda we can find the first elements regarding consumer protection and consumer importance in this field. Okay. We've got two actions. The first is to leverage European Union policies in the fields of consumption in order to promote market reward for responsible business conduct and consumption. And the second action is to improve company disclosure of social and environmental information. There will be a new legislative proposal in this case. It's important to note, like in an important directive, the UCP directive, Unfair Commercial Practice Directive, there will be, after a public consultation, the note about a practice called greenwashing. Greenwashing is when a company or organization spends more time and money claiming to be green through advertising and marketing than actually implementing business practices that minimize environmental impact. I will speak about UCP after. So let's try to go directly to practical evidence and to underline what consumers really need. So consumers really need to curb a broad range of unfair business practices, providing untruthful information to consumers or using aggressive marketing techniques to influence their choices. They need to find initiatives to reduce packaging of products or replace traditional with biodegradable packaging. They need to find benefits from public policy goals for food with healthier ingredients or better labeling information. And the same is for safety of products. But at least they need to make healthy, safe, effective, cheap, free, conscious choices. Let's see if in their reality is this way or not. Using a paradigmatic expression, we can say that consumers need not to be caged when they purchase. Okay? But moreover, using an image comparison, let's try to look at this in comparison with this image. Okay, this comparison is important because it involves also the role of packaging influence in purchasing processes. We can say that consumers have right to receive better and more information. Here we got a slogan in Italian language, but we like consumer organization, we noted this kind of information like to be not sufficient for consumer interest. Okay, so let's see the rules at the basis of the needs of consumers. The most important was written, and this information was written directly in 1975 in the preliminary program of the European Economic Community, Consumer Protection and Information Policy Resolution. Okay, we need to start tracking consumer as not a purchaser or a simple user of goods and services for personal, family or group purposes, but also like a person. The most important profile of the right to information is here, in this kind of principles. Information should be sufficient for the purchaser of goods and services, and has to be necessary to enable him to assess the basic feature of the goods and services offered, such as in the nature, quality, quantity, and price information. To make a rational choice between competing products and services, to use these products and services safely and to his satisfaction, to claim redress for any injury or damage. Okay. What competent institution should aim? They need to, according to the paragraph 35 of this program, which are written the priorities, they need to formulate general principles we should apply in the preparation of specific directives, and so on. They need to lay down rules for labeling. They need to be clear, legible, and ambiguous for foodstuffs in particular way. They need to draw up rules stating clearly the particulars that should be given to the consumer with the referment to the nature, the composition, the weight or volume, the food value, date of manufacture, and any other useful date marking and so on. For other products, the same. They need to say the price in a clear way, okay, and to encourage and use organization of systems of voluntary informative labeling. So, summing this data, we can say that we need a standard of quality and quantity information required to assure a protection for consumers. This information should be adequate. So it's important, this adjective. So adequate, and it's necessary to be effective information. Trying to apply this concept to the presentation seen in the images before. So adequate and effective information with the referment not only to the truthfulness of the information, but also to a minimal amount of information. So let's see about the duties to inform. There are two kinds of information obligations the traders must respect. In particular, the first one, general information to the public, belongs to the producers in general, and is generally respected by labeling or with labeling. The second kind of information regards every trader of the product, okay, and is to the contracting party, so it interests the consumer agreements, for example, in consumer credit, in insurance contracts, sales and purchase contracts. What about the connection between information and advertising? Obviously, it's very important, it's very strict, and we can find it also in many normative acts that in this field impose also minimal information requirements for traders who wish to promote their products. But the second steps, we got the example of price indication just to explain this concept. The second important steps, I said it before, is about unfair business to consumer commercial practices. This is a special normative coming from European Union, and it contains misleading actions and misleading omissions that need to be avoided by the producers and by the traders in reference to the consumers' purchases. Okay, I don't want to explain general definition because this is material given to you, to your availability, but I will go directly to the end of the presentation. Just to say this concept, the title of my speech was Awareness to Purchase. We need to consider that there are many normative acts imposing a particular attention and awareness to the sellers. So we have to pass from the concept of awareness to purchase to that one of awareness to sell. Many editors have elaborated new versions of marketing, retail and e-retail mixes, and they are distilled in this simplified framework. You can see the 7C, like a new model, changing the traditional one of the 4P in marketing structure and marketing developments. If we pass just in marketing to a new approach, also considering aspects like self-regulation, co-regulation, corporate social responsibility, class actions, and collective redress claims. Okay, it's time to say that we got new challenges, and everybody has to respect it. Them to reach consumers. So new challenges to reach consumers. And that's all. Thank you.